What is going on, fellas, and welcome back to the FM21 beta with me, FoggyPlays. We're continuing our journey with Atalanta, and today we're taking on Salzburg in the Champions League group decider. So it's going to be us or Borussia Dortmund topping the group, and then we're going to play Torino in the league. Since you were here last, we've been on a bit of a topsy-turvy run. It's not been great. You were here for the Dinamo Kiev and Sassuolo game. We went and drew with Lazio, and then we drew with Inter. We've not been very good. We scored 1 goal in the last 2 games, which, yeah. So this is how we are lining up for the game against Salzburg, which, as I said, will decide whether we top the group or whether Borussia Dortmund top the group. I want to say that Borussia Dortmund have an easier time of it, but, you know, we'll see. So Livakovic starts in goal. We're not messing around today with goalkeepers. Livakovic in there like swimwear. Papetti, Sturgu, and Satulo as the centre-back trio. Mikkelsen and De Ketelare starting as our complete wingbacks. Szoboszlai and Malinovsky as our central midfield. Ilic behind Marcus Leandro, who's playing as a deep lying forward today, and Lammers. He's been a little bit recently, so I'm going to give him a chance as a deep lying forward. Zapata is on the bench, only fit for 75 minutes, so I'm not going to risk him at the start. So we'll leave it for now. Toloi has an offer from Sevilla, which I'm trying to get clubs to increase. Palomino had a bit of a hissy fit because I didn't offer him a new contract, even though he's just signed a new contract. So he's leaving, probably. We had an offer from Sevilla for 6.25 million, I think it was, and the board were like, no, he is not leaving for that little. And I tended to agree. I just accepted it to see if I could bump it up a small bit. With other teams, didn't work out that way. So that was a little frustrating. I'm hoping the same thing happens with, well, not the same thing, but I'm hoping to do the same thing with Toloi, where I push it up a little bit and see how far we can get it. But I'm not sure that we're going to be able to get quite as much as I would like. Karim Adeyemi, definitely the player we need to watch out for. He is a goal machine this season. Mwepu on the bench, interesting. I would have thought they would have started him because he is pretty decent. Other than that, I'm not really worried about anybody else. I am going to thrash my arms. I expect nothing but a win. The players seem to consider otherwise. But I've motivated everyone bar Szoboszlai, who is playing against his old team today. Not sure what the situation. Yeah, just sack him. I don't care. How important? Oh, I gave Chirchigini a new contract. Still capable of playing. He's, he's our 6th choice goalkeeper. Would he be 6th choice? Yeah, Satulo's given away a penalty. I'd say he's 6th choice, but he's actually played more game time than some of the other players. So is he 6th choice? He is 6th choice. I wanted to get an old player into the team. He'll be turning 56 soon. And unfortunately, Salzburg have taken the lead. So we are going to encourage the lads. Maximilian Wober scoring from the penalty spot. It was a clumsy challenge by Satulo to give that away. Not ideal. I feel like this trio at the back could be the Atalanta defence for many years if I was staying here beyond the beta. But unfortunately, I won't be. We're going to be going off to teams that have no money, and I won't be able to spend it because it's a Director of Football Journeyman series, which is going to be interesting this year. It's always interesting, but it'll be far more interesting this year with the way it's working. Ilic puts it wide. But the fact that I might have some semblance of control over who we sign, I doubt we will, but I'm not going to be the one making the decisions when it comes to it. Lammers, don't miss. I was like, yeah, get it. Oh, he's going to miss, isn't he? Oh, he's going to miss. Petty. It was a very speculative ball. It was 50-50 between the keeper and Lammers. If the keeper had gone for it and just booted it out, I think he would have been fine. It's poor decision making on Stankovic's part, but I'm not gonna complain. Sidigu gets there before was that Adiemi? The Kettlera gets it through for Lammers, and Lammers just slots it past the keeper. Keeper's having a bit of a disappointment at the moment. It says a counter attack, but we kind of gave away the ball in the first place, so I'm eating my beard. We gave it away from a throw, so I feel like it wasn't actually a counter attack. It was more of a just kind of getting back at. Oh, just saw Dinamo Kiev taking the lead against Borussia Dortmund. It was 1-0 and now it's 2-1, and we haven't been told about the fact that Borussia Dortmund equalised. Mikkelsen with a bullet of a throw gets cleared, but Szoboszlai all the way back. Szoboszlai no longer upset because we weren't signing. We didn't strengthen the defence. We've done that now. Our strength of defence is coming in January. I'm not going to tell you who it is yet, though. I have to wait for that episode. But he's happy enough, which is infuriating because I spent a lot of money on another centre back I didn't really want or need, but I needed to put in a player that was strong enough that he'd go, do you know what? You strengthened. Also, I don't know if you saw, but was that Vober? Had I'm not sure who's number 43 for Salzburg, but we've gotten a penalty. Ramiolo knocks Lammers over. Who's going to step up to take the penalty because he's on a hat trick. But he ran away from the ball, and I'm not sure why. Lammers put it wide. We didn't get to see it because the thing was up on the screen for the entire penalty, but 45th minute he missed the penalty. I'm going to thrash my arms and say we've not been good enough. We haven't really been good enough, to be fair. Marcus Leandro having a bit of a not having an ideal game. No, wrong button. Might just swap him back to complete forward and see if that gets him more involved, because he's been very absent today, and his strike partner has had a good game thus far anyway. Satula picks up the loose ball back to Illich, puts Lammers through. Lammers does get his hat-trick after missing that penalty. It only took him 5 minutes after half-time to get it, 10th of the season, and we are well on our way to winning the group, especially with Dinamo Kiev doing us a favour in beating Borussia Dortmund. And it could also mean that potentially, if Dynamo Kiev do win their game, they could push Salzburg out of Europe altogether. But I think it would all depend on Karim Adeyemi. I'm telling you, this guy this year has been amazing. I've been watching him score so many goals. I'm going to ignore that. I don't want to take off Stirgu yet. We do need to make a change at some point. Mikkelsen heads it away. Marcus Leandro comes deep to get the ball, making a nice bit of a mazy run. Szoboszlai, beautiful. Beautiful tiki-taka. Lammers is through again. And Stankovic manages to keep a hold of it this time. First time he's done that in a while. Group H is looking a bit fruity as well. Liverpool and Inter duking it out, see who's going to go through in their group. Not something I expected to say. Szoboszlai is going to come off because he's having a bit of a less than ideal game. Szoboszlai is going to come off for Goosens. De Ketelaere is going to go into box to box. Paslic is going to come on for Malinovsky because he is tired, and Satulo's having a poor game, but so is Marcus Leandro. Do we take off? Yeah, bring on Zapata. Change him to a deep line forward on attack. Confirm those changes and let us play the football. Give the lads a bit more encouragement. They're uninterested, frustrated. You know, you've conceded 2 goals today, lads. You should be more kind of, Borussia Dortmund have just equalised against Dinamo Kiev. So we're doing our bit for Dinamo Kiev. Dinamo Kiev are not doing their bit for them. Lammers is through again, tries to dink the keeper, and goes just over the bar. Taloy is anxious, and Lazola wound up. Lazola has... Mikkelsen, to be fair, has been quite a good right back this year. So we have obviously gone through. We were guaranteed to go through anyway. It was just a case of whether we were going to top the group or get second. And we've topped it. Fantastic victory. I'm delighted. We weren't at the races. Hat-trick was key factor. Absolutely tremendous. If it wasn't for Lammers, we would have lost. And it does unfortunately mean Dinamo Kiev go out. Because they couldn't see off Borussia Dortmund. But we've managed to top our group, but only losing one game. So we have to wait and see who we're going to get in the next round, because some interesting teams have made it through thus far. Such as... No, I pressed the wrong one, didn't I? Yep, I went on to Serie A instead of the Champions League. So, Sevilla get knocked out by Bayern and Chelsea. Topping their group, Lazio and Fenerbahce got through. Porto and Leon are out. At least Porto go into the Europa League. Man City and Juventus go through. Shakhtar get third. Club Brugge did a thing, finishing second behind Barcelona. Benfica and Leipzig out of Europe. Well, Leipzig's out of Europe. Benfica into the Europa League. Potentially could win that. There's going to be two Portuguese teams definitely in there now. Atletico Madrid and Arsenal. Surprised Arsenal got past Ajax. I would have thought Ajax would have been a better team in that group. PSG and Real Madrid qualify from their group. To be fair, that was a very easy, obvious top two. And then Copenhagen beating Rangers. Rangers will be a little disappointed by that. It has to be said, actually, yeah. That would sting. Monaco topping their group ahead of Liverpool. Inter going to the Europa League, and Zenit, who at one point I think the first game of their group was Inter versus Zenit. I thought Zenit were actually going to qualify based purely on one result, which is why you never sign a player based on one game, because a lot of the time you get it wrong. And we've gotten 884 for unallocated money and 2.46 million for doing football goodly. Have we had our... We haven't had our youth. No, we haven't had that yet. So once we get all that, I will let you know what's going on in the world of Atalanta. But next up, it is Torino. That'll be an interesting game. We drew Pisa in the first round of the Italian Cup, and we have a game against Juventus in the Super Cup final, which I always thought the Super Cup finals were supposed to be played at the start of the season. I was wrong. So we will be back in just a second for Torino to see how we get on. So back now for the Torino game, and I decided to start on the fixture screen so you can have a look at the league table and how crazy it's been so far. So as you can see, Cagliari 4th in the league, Udinese 6th after having a poor start to the season, Benevento sitting quite nicely 8th place, Milan in 9th, which is very, very confusing. Empoli 13th, not bad. Sassuolo started quite well, they've plummeted. Fiorentina are struggling, Sampdoria are struggling, Cittadella, they're actually having a pretty decent season in 17th. But Roma 19th place. I know they've only played 12 games and everyone around them played like 14 or 15. That's crazy. Roma are sitting in 19th place. And Entella, 15 games in, have 2 points. Who actually have they gotten their 2 points against? I am curious. Roma and Crotone. It's two teams just above them. So we're going into the game against Torino, and this is how we're lining up. Pretty much the same 11 that started the game against Salzburg, except Cruz is starting on the right. He's a little tired. I might just start Mikkelsen. Yeah, I think Cruz can come off the bench if needs be. And Zapata is starting up front. Can only play 75 minutes, but I am full sure that he is more than capable of doing plenty in the first 75 minutes, and then we just take him off. The Nkulu, isn't he a midfielder? The Italian league, they play so many midfielders at centre back. It's insane. Bellotti, who's been... I've had a lot of scout reports, that's the word. Scout reports for him recently, saying that I should be looking to sign him. I'm not sure why. We've done pretty well with the players we have so far. Yeah, possession leaders, we are fantastic at holding the ball. Momentum is so important. Nunez provided plenty of assists so far. Has he? Has he? I don't care. Malinovsky, yeah, of course Malinovsky is going to perform today. Malinovsky is an absolute monster. His star rating is, I think, 3. She should be like our 6th best central midfielder. But he plays a lot of games. And I don't see why we wouldn't be playing him. He's really good. Goosens gets it across. I don't know how that can go down as a shot for Lammers when it was one of the Torino defenders who booted it at him. And it went wide. I feel like that's doing an injustice to Lammers, saying that it was his shot. But Malinovsky, is Lammers onside? They haven't called an offside. So Sirigu manages to keep a hold of it. And quite a bullet of a kick by the keeper. And that was just terrible positioning. Terrible positioning by Livakovic. Or Livakovic. I don't know what way. I'd say Livakovic. What way do you pronounce his name? Livakovic. I know some people call him Livakovic. I think Livakovic sounds better. The central midfield duo that I have at the moment does seem to get tired quite quickly, but they do play a lot of games, so not surprised. But Szoboszlai does pick up the ball there. Duvan Zapata gets it out to Goosens, back to Malinovsky. Not a great attempt at a cross. And Belotti has been set free. Yeah, we have been carved apart all too easily there. Duvan Zapata is anxious, very frustrated. My hope that Zapata was going to be the one that would make all the difference hasn't really worked out so far. I suppose you could say we have a corner. Malinovsky gone in off Carol Lanetti as an own goal. I'll take it right before halftime. Play 48 minutes in. Should have only been 2 minutes. Quite lucky. Szoboszlai could have called for that as his goal. If he was Harry Kane, probably would have. But that hasn't really worked out the way I wanted to. So I'm going to shout at the players. Sirigu, you're not booked yet. So we're going to get you to mark Belotti, because Belotti is doing far too well and I'm not enjoying it. I'm going to give Zapata a little bit longer. Mikkelsen also not having a great game. Sirigu, I think if we get him to just man-mark Belotti, that could make a difference. I'm hoping it makes a difference, because otherwise we are screwed. Almost an hour in, not an awful lot has been going our way. We're still... if we do not win this game, we go equal on points with Juventus. I don't really want that happening. Mikkelsen is a little bit on the tired side. Has picked up an injury as well. So we're going to bring on Felipe Cruz. Szoboszlai is having a poor game. Lammers is having even worse of a game. So Zapata, because he's not fully fit, bring off for Marcos Leandro. Torn between Szoboszlai because he's really tired, Stirgu, and Lammers. We have a little bit of time. We leave it. We'll make a change when it's absolutely necessary. We're going to go very attacking, because I do not want to lose to Torino. Losing to Torino would be the worst thing that could happen right now. Torino are just all over, so I'm going to berate the players, because they seem to just be very lazy at the moment. Felipe Cruz gets there first. Leandro tried to pass it off. Malinovsky gets it to Lammers. Lammers is going for a bit of a jaunt. Gets dispossessed by Lukic, but gets back to Felipe Cruz. Gets it across, and Leandro somehow gets saved by Sirigu and it goes out for a goal kick. What is going on? Ah! Okay, time for a change. We are going to go 3 up top because that sometimes works. And we are going to take off Sabazole because he is just not playing that well. Going to bring on De Ketelaere, our Belgian wonderkid, our Flemish wonderkid. Philippe Cruz gets it to do De Ketelaere. Philippe Cruz gets it across. Lammers can't get there, gets headed away. And now Torino trying to break, but gets dispossessed. Goosens goes for a run down the wing. Wasteful. Situlo to De Ketelaere. Felipe Cruz. What can he do with it? Gets it across. Marcus Leandro. Get in. Bring on Marcus Leandro. He does the business. I can't shout it to him again. Back on level terms late in the game. 6 minutes plus stoppages to go. And I feel like we're on top. We're on top. We're on top. Demand more. 5 minutes. There's like 2 minutes left. Situlo heads it forward. Ola Anya, who I always forget that he's a Torino player now because he's on loan with Fulham in real life. Bellotti gets through. God damn it. Sturgeon was having such a good game since I told him to man mark Bellotti, and he just gets past far too easily. And we have been defeated. Had we not pushed for that win, I think we would have been able to get something out of it. Felipe Cruz came off the bench and played the best for our team, which probably not ideal when a player comes off the bench with like 20 minutes left and ends up being the best player for you on the pitch. Lammers really had a poor game today. I probably shouldn't have started Duvan Zapata. That's my mistake. We picked up our second league defeat of the season. Yep, another officiating mistake. Opted against Brigham. The reasons are private. I am special one. Pedro Nunes was brilliant today, wasn't he? I don't think he was that good. Just, I'm going to be one of those guys, just be like, he wasn't that good. And we slammed the team because they were shocking. They were so very bad. So we are going to win the draw for the Champions League. Good profile. We can't look at it yet. Can we? We can. The 13th, so it's tomorrow. So you're not going to find out who we're getting in the next round until you come back. High chance we just play 2 legs against whoever we have in the next round. We'll find out when we get there. So if you have enjoyed, please make sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe. Share with all of your friends. And I will see you in the next one. Bye!